Welcome everyone to another episode of Konya mo Takmario. We are here at episode 38 to bring you the latest in Hello Project news throughout the week. We have kind of a weird episode today, but hopefully it'll still be pretty worthwhile of a listen. Let me introduce you first to who's in our studio today. We have, first off, Turbos86 from everywhere.
Woohoo! Hello.
Yay. So famous. Next, we have Invis.
Maybe weird, but at least we're here.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. Next, we have Ouroboros.
Good evening.
Good evening. And special guest for this episode, we have Magatsu. Hello.
What up?
Very cool. So, as usual, we'll start off with some headline news. Yay, we got the music. Two sets of music. So let's break down what happened this past week. So first off, there's a fan project going on right now down in Fukuoka. If you happen to live in the area and are listening to the show, it can happen.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be listening to us live, but
You never
thumbs
know.
up if you are.
So at noon today, in Japan time, the Hello Project fans in Fukuoka are actually organizing a fan flash mob for Berryz Kobo Cha-Cha Sing, and it's very cool, or maybe not so cool, I don't know. But they'll be dancing the full version of the song, and they'll be recording it and uploading this to YouTube at a later date. So this could be potentially interesting, as it may end up being actually better than the original music video.
That's
At least
legit.
more genuine of a flash mob than the music video.
You mean an actual flash mob?
Yeah, not a hired dancer.
Organized mob.
Organized mob.
Flash mob.
But of course, berries aren't going to be there, so it won't be as good.
That's true.
You could always, if randomly splice in shots from the actual Cha-Cha Sing, like, yeah!
That would be weird.
Maybe they'll have
It would be.
cosplayers.
That,
Just all shots from the back,
That's
so
possible,
you
they
can't
could have
tell that
cosplayers.
it's not really them.
yeah. So one thing though, I was thinking, for this type of thing, like, why didn't they do this from the beginning? I mean, like, they totally could have had all over Tokyo, all the different regions of Japan. They could have done, like, asked fans to submit their flash mob videos and then, like, compiled it to something that would come out on the single V or something.
Because fans are gay and disgusting.
Well, that's
And faces should never be shown.
partially true, I
Because
guess.
you'll get in trouble with the company you work for, etc.
That's also a very
That's
good
a
point,
good point. A
actually.
lot of-
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those are kind of compartmentalized, where if they get seen outside, then it's like, oh no!
I'm gonna lose my job, oh no!
Yeah. That's
They
Well,
know
isn't
I
it
like
like-
little girls.
All except Samurai, of course. Because I don't think he has a job.
yeah. But he only gets more connections as time goes on and his fame spreads throughout the internet.
Like a virus.
Kind of, yeah. It's like syphilis, it just keeps spreading. Anyways, so it's really interesting that they're doing this project, and it's also really organized compared to, I guess, most flash mobs, because they have a lot of section leaders and sub leaders for each group of people that are participating in this. I have no idea where it's going to be at, but keep an eye out for the YouTube video when it comes out. We'll probably talk about it actually on the show, and maybe we'll
Crash
show
or
it.
burn.
Yeah. It'll be
Was there
interesting.
any idea how many people are going to be participating? If they're going to have section leaders and stuff like that?
They had a whatever, like the Japanese version of the Facebook event thing, but I didn't take a look at it, so I'm not sure what the final numbers are. I imagine there's a lot of people though. Although Fukuoka is not that big of an area, but maybe people from the surrounding area will also go, like Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi.
You don't know, there might be fans there.
Wouldn't say Fukuoka's tiny. It's got 24-hour supermarkets,
Well, I mean,
24-hour internet cafes.
yeah, it's still huge, but
It's
the
not cyber.
concentration of Hello Project fans, I would say it's mostly.
It's not
It's not
Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's possibly what makes it more plausible, though, because if it was somewhere like major metropolitan, maybe less people would show up. Or you'd run into law problems or something.
That's also
It would be a lot harder to organize with all the crowdedness of like Tokyo, as opposed to a more open world area where more people can have freedom, I guess, to do stuff.
Right. But typically for flash mobs, don't they usually do them in crowded areas on purpose anyways?
Yes.
They could have done it. They could do one in Tokyo, in Yoyogi Park on a Sunday. It's a very crowded place. Would be an awesome place to do it. You get so many people watching.
But then everyone would think like you're just from Nico trying to do some anime dance or something.
Yeah, that is that.
Yeah, well, see, that was the first thing that came to mind. Was like, there's that really old, what was it, Haruhi dance thing in Akiba that hit the internet, and then the whole thing was that even that, like, they ended up having to disperse because the cops came by and they were like, you know,
Right, that video, yeah.
you don't want to get arrested or whatever.
Yeah, so who knows? I don't know. But we'll definitely keep you guys posted. Next up in news, we had a really big scare last night, actually, for the for the Saturday showing of the Hello Project summer concert tour in Nakano-san Plaza. It all started off with Fukuda Kanon from Smileage blogging that she's really nervous about today's upcoming show, and she's hoping that her current fans won't switch to some other girls. And then she said something along the lines of, when you show up at the concert, you'll see what I mean. And then shortly after that blog post, Tsunku tweets like, "Oh, I'm at Nakano-san Plaza." So, so everyone's thinking, "Oh man, something's going down. Smileage is expanding or something." Or
Ultra Terror alert just went up.
yeah, it's like red alert now. Or, I don't know. Definitely at least amber alert, whatever. It's
Amber alert
No,
is
that
nothing
everybody
else.
who doesn't live in the United States probably, or in that area, doesn't understand what that is, right?
it's okay. It's level 95 alert for whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, everyone was freaking out online and at the concert. It's kind of crazy, and it turns out that when they got around to the actual concert, they went to the first intro part and then the opening MC, and then nothing happened. And then they figured, okay, well, it's going to come later at the second break where Kika comes out, so there's like maybe a second chance for Tsunku to come out and make his announcement. And then nothing happened again, so then everyone's like, okay, so maybe they're going to save it for the night show. And then nothing happened. And so as it turns out, the only thing, or the major announcement was just that all of the Smileage girls cut their hair.
Almost all of the
Almost, except for IHO, who seems to not.
keeps cheating.
Did Mamie cut hers as well?
I believe so. It's hard to tell because the girls blogged about cutting their hairs, but no one posted pictures except Kanana. Which I will show you guys right now.
There's Kanana and Rinapu in one picture.
Yes, I'm
together.
going to show that right now. So this is their new shortcut on stream, and so this is actually from Twitter, I believe, not from a blog post. But Kanana also posted a solo picture of herself, and then I think Kanan posted one later.
Yeah, she's got a picture of her shortcut up.
Yeah, so
Post a picture of hair. Just the hair.
yeah, just the hair. Also, that was kind of weird, but
Gross.
so it's
Vaguely unspecific, yes.
yeah. It was a weird thing. A brief moment of panic for everyone who was at the concert or following things online. But after this announcement, everyone was kind of wondering, like, so what does this mean now? Because usually, when you get your hair cut, it means something significant in the Japanese culture, at least for females. And so they're thinking, is there a new edition coming soon? Is there is there disbandment coming soon? Like, what do you guys think? Or is it just simply they're cutting their hair?
Well, it's Smileage, so they're always cutting their hair. It's like
That's a good point.
whenever anyone gets shoulder length hair, it's like I'll just cut it all off and go bald headed or something. I don't know what they're trying to do to those girls.
It's they have been cutting their hair like every single year that Smileage has existed. They've cut their hair. It's a good stat.
The only thing that they can do besides get shorter skirts.
Yeah.
They're really short at everything.
Cut something. The one scary thing that I personally saw from Kanon's blog was like after she announced, or after the announcement of the cut, she posted a post-concert blog statement that said something like, "I hope you guys enjoy my new cut. I know a lot of you people prefer the long style, but I'm trying to redo the dark ages I had with my previous shortcut and try to like erase those bad times." Which,
Again.
yeah. So I mean, that could be like that a lot of her fans really disliked when she cut her hair the very first time for a shortcut. That could be just a statement to address that, but then a lot of people were saying online, like is that another jab at the 4-member Smileage, like how IHO used to do, and now it's spreading to Kanon? Or is that reading too much into things? What do you guys think?
Could be both.
No, I think you're probably right on that second one, to be honest.
It's a weird statement to say. I mean, I don't think I've never read that kind of sentence before, calling it like a dark age in her hair.
Well, I think I'd kind of mean it as the fact that when they actually all had their hair cut for shortcut, it really, I mean, Yuka wasn't happy, I know that. And maybe Yuka being sad about it threw Kanon off it a bit, because I know she had it shorter at the beginning anyway. But so maybe she's basically saying that, the negative vibe that came from Yuka when she had hers cut, maybe she wants to basically get rid of the negativity from it and make it into a positive thing.
Which would explain why Ayacho didn't do it, because she was the one who was the worst at that.
Yeah, Ayacho really didn't want to get her hair cut last time.
Ayacho really shouldn't.
And in fact, she actually made a statement, right, that she didn't cut it because everybody else was like, "We cut our hair," and she made a blog post that was like, "I didn't."
Yeah.
I think she change the style of her hair though.
She curled it.
Somebody being
or
curled,
something.
yeah.
That doesn't count.
Well, no, but because it's all about a new image for Smileage. It's not.
Well, yeah, in this case it does, but I'm holding a grudge on her for cheating on shortcut.
That's very smart of them to do an image change right after they filmed the video for the new song and did all the photo shoot for the new CD jacket. It's very smart.
It's interesting timing because the music video is like really adult, and then they look pretty amazing with the long hair. But now that they've cut it, they can't really pull that off anymore.
Now when they do the promotions, it wouldn't match up to all the videos and the CD jackets. Yeah, very smart upfront. Applause.
It's really weird. I don't know.
Well, you say that after Reina just did that too.
Yeah, that's also weird.
That's also very smart.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, the reason they've done it, serious reason, is because it's 2012. It's the end of the world. They all want to pretend to be boys when the world dies. The whole upfront's doing that.
So everyone's gonna. I hope Sayu doesn't cut her hair because of that.
But it seems just about seriously people who've had long hair for a long time are cutting it off, and it's
going insane. Someone needs to put a stop to this.
Yes, they do.
They need to stop saying it.
Yeah.
That short hair is the thing of 2012.
Yeah.
It's not extremely long hair is the thing of 2012. You heard it here. Tsunku's wrong.
Thank you.
Oh, well, we've got to preemptively stop this. Long hair is the thing of 2013. If you want to be hip, you start now.
Point. Yeah, that's even better.
Yes.
I'm okay with that statement.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So let's move on.
Extensions are accepted.
Well, I don't know. Mia doesn't really do extensions very well.
I don't know, sometimes.
I think her extensions are too drastic. That's all. We just.
Okay, well, we'll leave that for another episode.
Yep.
Next thing to discuss up really quickly is that the upcoming cute single, I believe it's called Aitai. That's it? Just 3 Aitais?
No, the last one is Nah.
Yeah, you forgot the nah.
Nice. So, whatever. For their new upcoming song, again, they're doing the Chokikai, the group shots, if you buy the box set. Again, like the previous single, they saw pretty awesome results out of it. I guess they expected the same thing. Do you guys expect the same amount of aggressive PR? Or
Hope so.
are they going to tone down?
I don't know if
No,
it'll be
we
on
need
the
to
same
push 'em.
level as it was last time with all the videos,
Mhm.
but it would be nice if they put that much effort into it again.
Was there anything special about Kimichari that, like number-wise for single or something?
Yeah, it was the highest selling single.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, was it like
Oh,
the
you mean as
10th
in-
single or some special reason?
Give me a second, let me lean over.
No, I don't think
I've looked at my signpost. 18th.
18th.
Sorry about the noise.
alright.
Laminate floors and chairs don't go together very well.
But it was what was like 8th anniversary or something, or something.
They didn't advertise
play
it
it up
so,
any,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of out of nowhere, all the promotion it got.
I mean, we know that it was because it lines up with all of the celebration between Berryz and stuff like that.
Right.
But they didn't play it in any of the advertisements or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they saved all that for Cho Happy Song.
Yeah. Right. That took a lot.
The only thing that got the attention was the fact that their shirts had the map of everything.
Which I
Okay.
thought
Oh, that
still
was
was
just
pretty
a-
cool.
It's just an event.
The Yamanate.
Yeah.
shirt.
Well, yeah, it's the event shirt, but still, that's the only thing that had signs of, oh, this is an homage to something, because that was the only one that had like all of the things on it,
Right.
which was awesome. Yes, I agree. Really awesome.
So that'll. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what kind of things they do, because I think they feel like if they market as hard as some of the other idol groups, they can get those numbers. But I imagine it must also at the same time tire the girls out quite a bit from doing all those events.
Yeah.
It has quite annoyed me actually though, that they're having the photo shoots when they are, because the very, very, very final day, which is in Aichi somewhere, for your photos, is 2 weeks to the day before I go to Japan.
Nice.
That's a perfectly
So,
legitimate
yeah.
reason to hate on this PR campaign.
It is, yeah. Timing is just so far out.
Nice, okay.
Moving on. Speaking of cute, though, they have a Gree blog that all the 5 girls share, and
5 cute girls, you mean?
right, the cute girls share. And earlier this week, something interesting happened when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a blog from Up Girls Morisaki appeared on the Gree blog. And so Up Girls has a blog as well, but over at Amoeba. So if you look at the picture on screen, so this is this one. So on screen right here, it is the cute blog with Moriti's picture and her blog post submitted to the Agree account. And at the time of the posting, all the fans are freaking out. They're like, "What's going on? Is Moriti in cute now? Like, I don't get it."
The internet is broken.
Yeah. So all the cute fans were commenting, and if you look at the comments, it's all like question mark, question mark, question mark. What's going on? Is this the cute blog or what's this thing going on here? So
It's really late April Fools.
yeah, it's an August Fools.
Oh, guess who?
So as it turns
Not
out, the person managing the accounts, the Agree account for Cute and the Up Girls Amoeba account is the same person, and they just happened to submit to the wrong account. Which really, I don't know, caused...
That's a very big mistake to make.
It is a
since
pretty big
one is-
mistake.
They're on different sites. If you log in to the same site with 2 accounts, then okay, fine, that's a legitimate mistake to make. But you have to log off one from one site, go to another website to put in all the blog post.
Right.
I don't know how you make a mistake like that.
Well, I mean, in their defense, most likely the manager does this, whichever manager, if they have a special manager for blogs, I have no idea, but, they do this through their phones, most likely. So it's, how people are with their phones. It's like, I'm not gonna care about my passwords, it's all on my phone. So they could just be doing it transparently and just being like, click! Need to post blog because want to sleep, and then, random tapping, and then, whoops, wrong place.
That's true, but then the Gree app and the Amoeba app are very different looking.
Oh yeah, I
totally-
see. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not even the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume that-
Perhaps there's something more dodgy than this. Perhaps they're actually going to be replacing one of the members of C-ute with Morisaki.
I would be okay with that.
Get used to it.
I would 100% support this, actually.
That would be more supportable if it wasn't for the fact that the two pictures after the one that's of Moriti are like random emoticons. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Maybe she
It's
just likes...
probably Mimi that we're replacing because Moriti's tall as well and got long straight
This
hair.
person gets kicked out.
And
or somebody-
older. So it's yeah.
Oh,
So
that works.
Mimi's leaving, obviously. You heard it here first.
She's becoming a professional biker for Team Japan.
Or she's going into a Foot Girls.
Oh, that'd be
2016 Olympics. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, Mimi, it's all you.
Well, see, in support of the manager, I want to give the manager some I guess solace. Is that this isn't the first time that a mistake has happened on a blog before. It's just the first time that it's happened from one person's blog to another person's blog.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually a lot of post mistakes where they delete posts, but this is like a cross-platform mistake.
Well, no, there have been a couple times where Sayu's blogs, her Pocket Morning blogs, which are supposed to be fan exclusive, end up on
Oh, that
her regular blog.
that too.
Oh, free!
Yeah,
Oh,
for
free!
free.
Yeah, that's happened like 2 or 3 times already. So and I imagine that the FC blog system is probably different from Grey.
I think they just use a simple WordPress system.
Yeah, so it should be easy to tell the difference, I would hope, between the two. But
Who knows? So interesting stuff for technology. If you have any funny comments to say, tweet them at Shuhei, so he'll be sure to...
are we really gonna put this on Shuhei? Because he's probably just gonna be like, I don't do that stuff. It's not me.
He's gonna be so angry.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
At SHU.
Well, he does DVD stuff, doesn't he? He does live production for DVDs.
He's just gonna be like, you should change your password.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he does DVDs and
Streams.
like
all the internet streaming
Yeah.
stuff. Although for Manity handles it.
From her personal iPhone, which is very
Yes.
professional.
Yep.
Anyways, speaking of failure, so there was a new Berryz
Transition.
PV released this week for the B-side of Cha Cha Sing, Loving You Too Much. It was, I would say, pretty interesting to say the least. What did you guys think of it? First thoughts?
It makes me nauseous.
Yeah, I can see that.
It
And
was
not in the
filmed
way that
around
I
there
don't
all.
think it's a horrible PV. I mean, it's pretty meh, but it makes me nauseous because the camera does not stop moving in that weird, like, here, hold the
'cause-
camera and...
Because you know what they've got, don't you? They've got the body frames for the cameras.
Yeah,
Like, it's actually mounted to them, facing them.
yeah.
So it doesn't move them into perspective where they are. Kind of thing. That's why they're always central.
I thought cute Takiwara Mai's Genki-kun's PP was cheaply made. I didn't think it was possible to make it cheaper than that. When they had just don't even need a cameraman.
I did notice that Risako was scared to leave Pacific Heaven. Her solo bit, she's just in Pacific Heaven. She's like, I'm not going outside. Then again, with that much makeup on, I can understand why.
Pacific Heaven's nice. They have good food. Why would you leave?
Nobody
Well,
can
see,
ever
the whole-
find out anymore.
Oh, that's true.
Take your word for it.
It's unfortunate.
But other people actually liked it. I mean, yeah, it's different again. They're experimenting with a different kind of thing. They have got cameramen in it because it's not all focused on the front. I like the way when Miyabi was in the shops, they had one mounted to the back sometimes, so it was following her around as she was shopping.
Well, they probably just turned the harness around and put it on the back. Looking at the
Yeah,
back.
exactly. That's what I mean. That's what it was. But
Yeah.
like, don't think she'd have
Making
two
the most
cameras.
of your equipment. Thumbs up.
I wasn't a big fan of the video. I don't know. It felt cheap. Like normally, the people always talk about the PVs look cheap, and sometimes they do. But that looked like a school project or something. I was not a fan of that.
Well, it's not an A side. It's just a B side video.
That is a good point. There's not a lot of budget going to B-side music videos if we think about it.
But then is
Right.
this one of those? Is this one of those issues where is it better off not doing it all then?
No. The more videos, the better.
I don't know if
I
that's all
have to agree with that mentality. The more videos that we get, at least it's something to see.
I'd rather they
Anyway.
combine both budgets for both PVs to make one really good PV instead of making two PVs like they did, and one of them just being really, really cheap. And
Yes, but you
I feel
have
like
to
Safei would
know-
misinterpret
yeah.
that.
Well, you have to know
request.
that this cheap PV, there was no budget. So there was no budget to add to the big one anyway.
And that's when you
Well,
get
but-
things like Button Row Show, where it's just like, let's
I
just
think
add...
there's been some budget because they've had to rent the building that they did the or the cafe type thing. I expect that they did most of it in.
I'm pretty
Another
sure
corner of
up
Pacific
that
10.
place as well.
Oh well, maybe. But I mean, it was all right. It gave off the kind of vibe of happy friends, you know, meeting up and that kind of thing. So the video fits the song. The song's really cheerful, upbeat song, and a bit cheap, but but fun. And it's like it is. It's not a particularly, you know, musical song. It's very sort of repeaty, but it's a fantastic song though.
Well, you see, that whole thing kind of works up with what I believe this music video is standing for, which is getting drunk. Because you're saying it's not worth a lot. That's like beer. Beer's not worth a lot. Cheap, right? It's disorienting. Beer makes you disoriented. They've got red cheeks because of all the makeup. Red cheeks, drunk. They're together, off Kai. They're off drinking. It's a drunk TV.
They're swaying a lot.
maybe in order to really enjoy the PV, I need to be really drunk to watch it. Maybe I should try that. Just get really smashed and watch it, see how I'll feel about it then.
That's a good idea. Actually, all you listeners out there should rewatch the PV when drunk and let us know what you think of it. Please submit it in the
If you
comments.
remember.
Yeah, if you remember.
Well, one of our viewers is actually commenting, agreeing actually, saying that loving you too much sounds like something someone would say when they're drunk.
I love you too much.
We'll find out in an interview, like a couple months down the line, that Tsunku actually came up with this song when he was drunk at an off-kai with Makoto or something at a bar.
And somebody else, I know it's slightly off conversational point, but somebody else just mentioned about Berryz Kobo drinking game in question mark. Could be an idea, I suppose. What you take a drink every time Risako gets a line. If you want to get really drunk.
Yeah, we can do that.
Or every time Captain does if you want to stay sober.
Or every second that Momo has her pinky up, take a drink.
Yeah, every time you see Momo with pinky up, that's another drink.
Yeah.
Just has to have a drip.
Constant connection to the tap.
Yep.
We'll have to do that sometime.
I'm sure we can make one up.
Yeah.
There you go. If somebody can make up a good one, put it in the forums.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
try
try it out while we're in Japan.
Yeah. We'll have to stream a live session of that. It'll be interesting.
I'll be down to do that.
Yeah.
Well, and when me and Farron go, we can try it out. I'm sure we can stream that live.
That'd be
You
pretty
gotta
cool.
try it out with other otas and see what happens, like how drunk everybody gets.
After having gone to a Berryz after party, they get drunk enough. They don't need anybody to help them.
No game necessary. Good job.
Right. So, until that happens,
Get drunk yourself.
yeah, just you can do it solo at home.
But,
But
of course,
stay
remember
tuned.
remember one thing. This single's actually got 3 videos now. Every single last song on the single has got a video.
What's the
'Cause-
other? Oh, the Momochi thing?
The Momochi, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
Momochi.
so
Yurushin
painful.
and Taiso. So
Yeah.
it must be one of the first Hello Project 3-song singles which has got 3 videos.
Oh,
So
that
of course
falls
an
into the-
experiment cheaply.
I
Yeah.
still don't count the Momochi thing as a song, though. It's more of like just something they made to piss off everyone in Hello Project. Except for the Momochi fans.
I bet you that's how you rages at night when nobody's paying attention.
Everyone rages at night just by thinking of that song.
Everyone Fukuoka.
No, I don't think Fukukan rages. I think she dances to it.
Oh, that hurts to think about that.
It's the only time I accept that song is if Fukuchan does it. The only time it's acceptable to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
it's still a rough thing to do. But enough Momochi, let's move on.
Well, what I did want to say to the last comment is just to wrap it up is it seems like it's the time for experimentation because we've got the cute 10 million music videos for Kimichari and now we've got this. I mean, whatever happens next is probably going to be another variable experience and we'll see what happens.
Do you think that'll be with Momusu or another
Who's
kid's
got the next single out? Is it Smileage next, isn't it?
Well, they already had their PV out.
Yeah, they already had their music video, which was normal.
Yeah, but just got one PV. Oh, yeah, and it is very standard.
Yeah.
HP.
So, I don't know.
For all you listeners, leave in the comments what you think the next group is that'll be doing some weird PV experimentation.
You've got a choice of 4.
Yeah.
Or Mono.
Or, well, Mono could have. Yeah, she'll count.
Yeah, one last one before the end. I can see that
You
happening.
never know. Yep. Moving back to actually the HoloCon that happened yesterday, some really weird things happened that I can safely say have never happened before at a HoloCon. So in addition to the weird and scary Smileage shortcut thing that was like fake announcement, so as you know, Hello Project has started this new show, Satoyama Life, where they've been doing all these agriculture-related things, and they're really promoting this Ishii farm. It's like, I guess now must have a lot of free advertising, so I guess they're doing pretty well. But if you saw on this week's Satoyama Life, Aika, Masa, and Shinami were doing a visit to a local festival in Chiba that Ishii asked them to help out at. And accompanying them were 3 eggs. We had Karin, we had Taguchi, and we had, who's that last? Kaneko. And so when those 3 eggs first showed up on screen, everyone was freaking out. It's like, does this mean something? Why are there 3 eggs there? There's never been any eggs in Satoyama Life, or Color Pro Time for that matter. So everyone's, quickly jump to every single conclusion possible, and so now they're thinking one of those 3 eggs, or some of those 3 eggs, might possibly be candidates for Momusu 11th gen. They might be going into Smileage as 3rd gen. That would be interesting. They might be going into Above Girls, which would be sad, but... Or they might just be giving some sort of promotion for eggs in general.
Free child labor.
Something like that.
Who cares? Karen got on.
That's true. It's a rare appearance we got to see, and she was in a half pony as well, so it was pretty awesome.
Yes, extremely
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, interesting thing about it. So not only were they at the Satoyama Life, that mini summer festival, they showed up yesterday at the Hello Con. Well, I guess they should have been there anyways, since they're performing in the concert.
The HoloCon.
Yeah, but the thing that was weird at the HoloCon yesterday was that so Ishii, he has his farm company thing. He had a booth set up at the HoloCon, and he was selling vegetables to the otas that showed up to go to the concert.
Nice.
Well, everybody needs to eat their vegetables.
That's true. They're
Even the Himoi otas.
up front. It's just looking out for the health of their loyal fans.
Yep.
That's the only reason why they would be there.
Yep.
So
Maybe this has got something to do with the restriction on glow sticks. They want more people to hold up like cucumbers on
so like
sticks.
hold a cucumber and carrot. And
It's gonna be a leak thing. They're gonna hold leeks in the air,
that's
spin them around.
Next time
internet
you'll see,
meme.
Yeah, you'll see otas putting LEDs in their tomatoes.
yeah.
LED tomatoes. The next generation.
Kind of cool. So I'm gonna show a picture on screen of. Let's see what. This is a picture of the
Satoyama
Satoyama booth that they were selling the goods at. This was right next to the goods table as well, so it's pretty interesting. Like in the other picture, you'll see. Okay, that's not actually that good of a picture. Let's see.
Yeah.
Buy an Uchiwa, buy yourself some picks, then buy yourself your dinner.
Yeah. So here's a close-up picture of the goods that you can buy, or the vegetables that you can buy. It's the they're goods now. I mean,
they're good. Yeah, they're good.
I guess.
They're goods.
Yeah, I
They're
guess.
concert goods. Maybe they'll show up on UF online. I don't know.
Oh my god. Mail
Pre-order
order.
vegetables. Yeah.
Mail
order.
for vegetables.
Yep.
So there was a lot of stuff on sale. So the interesting thing was, at a certain point in time, they actually had the three eggs at the booth, and they were wrapping up these vegetables as the otas were buying them, and they were putting them in the bags to give to the otas. And that kind of further strengthened all the rumors that are going about that, like, these girls, one of them or a few of them are going to move on to something bigger than just eggs. Like, I guess you can assume that something's going to happen with Kanon eventually, but this is maybe a sign for Morning Musume? I don't know.
It's quite interesting to have like egg-wrapped fruit.
Egg-wrapped fruit.
That's an ID level joke that we do not appreciate here. I'm sorry.
I appreciate ID level jokes, because I appreciate ID. Thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay, but yeah, lameness aside. But no, it is a fascinating venture. Whether or not that was part of the contract to get the, like, can we farm on your land? Well, can you sell my stuff or not? I don't know.
Right.
But
the big question is, though, is that stuff that was grown by the girls or not?
I'm
Or
sure
that's
some
what
of
it
them
was
were actually, since they've been... The show
They've been
started
farming
in
for a
March.
while, right?
Yeah, so they've had a good 5 months. I'm sure some of the... Maybe the mini tomatoes, I don't know.
That would be a good way to sell them, because of course people would, buy
Right.
vegetables from your idol.
which
I
we've
definitely
seen
would.
because there are so many people buying vegetables from their idols right now. Man.
And it's
Oh,
marked...
It's a hole in the market.
It really is. Because with everything you buy, they were handing out these Satoyama flyers that they're really trying to promote this Satoyama movement, or whatever it is, to be healthy. And I don't really know. It seems to be a lot bigger thing than we initially thought, than just like some stupid TV show. They must have like some huge contract with the Ishii farm. What do you guys think about that?
It would have to be. That's the only way I could think is it'd have to be some kind of contract or some kind of agreement they have, or maybe they own part of the farm now or something.
Oh no.
And they're like
Part of the
trying to
farm.
combine businesses in order to, cash in. So to get the girls to go work in the fields and then make them go sell the stuff at the concert, then go perform.
So sad.
Maybe they've noticed that the Ota are a bit fat.
Wait. So it took them now to just notice that?
Took them
But
15 years.
now they've made enough money to be able to get shares.
Now
in the
we can
farm.
do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're rich enough.
they're worried about their business dropping off as the Ota start dying of heart attacks at concerts. From all
That's-
jumping about.
That's actually only happened once, so it's not that big a deal.
It
They
can
could also
happen
be taking things into their own hands. When was the last time that we've had one of those Earth Festival things? The last one I remember was the polar bear melting on the ice
right.
thing. And they could be like, we need to do that public image thing again. And since there was no festival going on, they were like, let's just make up something. Satoyama! Yay.
We'll make up our festivals ourselves.
They can have their own vegetable festival.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
They've already got a group for it. Well, 2 groups for it. And cabbage songs and shorts.
something like that.
What was I talking about again?
Well, it is strange that it's only actually started off since Sato Masaki came into the group, and it's Satoyama life. So obviously she's got something to do with it.
She likes
she does.
vegetables.
She's that
She's
rich.
a vegetable.
She's rich. Her dad's rich. I want my child to be more involved. Well, what if we have a show with your name in it?
That works.
Has she actually been on the show yet?
Nope. Nope.
No, yeah.
She
She's
didn't. She didn't.
directing it probably.
Yeah.
She probably manages to farm in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
But it becomes a
Yeah.
question of why hasn't anybody tried to do this before? I mean, this isn't the first time that they've had like a joint deal with somebody. They could have started selling like kurukuru sushi, tongue tied there, at concert venues and. And you have the other stuff. Bread. Koha bread.
Well, yeah, so that's another interesting thing I'll bring up real quickly. At today's concert, they were handing out free coupons for a free free bun from the company that Koharu does her bread commercials for. And so everyone on Twitter is tweeting all across all the different hashtags to remind otas to not to forget to pick up this free coupon, because free stuff's always good. But
isn't there also coupons for something else?
Is there?
Yeah.
What?
For Tsunku's okonomiyaki place, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, but that's Tsunku's place, so we don't care about that.
Okay.
Point being, though, that, I mean, there are other things that they could have done these kind of... I mean, they've got that place that's doing the Momo Dons right now, or whatever, right? So they could just as easily have done deals with them, too.
But
I mean, you figure that at a concert, people would just be like, oh, sure, I'm already buying hundreds of, dollars, thousands of yen worth of this stuff.
It's interesting, though, because they start the whole Satoyama thing now, but, I mean, like, the whole food thing started maybe 3 or 4 years ago when they started selling, like, choco candy or, like, gummies or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was at a Morning Musume concert, and then when that first came out, everyone was like, what the heck? This is so retarded.
Wow,
Let me buy 10.
That's what happened with the... Was that Pika Pika? That was the Pika Pika chocolates.
Yeah, those wafers or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those were good.
They were good.
The thing is that if you had a photo card in with it, they'll buy it.
Right, but it's weird though. I think these veggie things sold out, and there weren't any photo cards attached to them.
They should have.
They should have, yeah.
People got ripped off.
I know. Maybe next week's concert there'll be photo cards, or maybe it'll just be pictures of vegetables. An L picture. Cucumber or something.
Well, if I was at a concert and Karen was out there selling the stuff, I would have bought it, no matter what she was selling. So
that's kind of the state of Ota right now. You kind of buy whatever they give you.
Yeah, like there's no guarantee that if they try this next week without somebody, it's gonna work.
Right. So not to forget. Also, in addition to the eggs that we're selling, for a brief period of time on the first floor, actually, the cute girls were also at the booths for a brief bit, bagging the vegetables again as the otas are buying them. So it wasn't just the eggs; they had a big group out there. I can't really see like Morning Musume doing it, or maybe the younger girls, but I don't see Sayu or Reina doing this at all.
No, they can be.
I couldn't imagine Sayu getting her hands dirty for anything.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be Berryz and Mono next week. I don't know.
Well, I would imagine that it would only be people involved in Satoyama's stuff, so...
Mono
either,
was there once, I think.
What? Who?
Mono? Yeah, Mono was there once, so,
She didn't went onto farm.
That's true.
She stayed in the...
She can sell her little, like, glass thing. The wind chime.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why they didn't make a deal with that guy and sell wind chimes, because that
perhaps they have. Perhaps this is
too.
just the first. Perhaps they were just testing the water with veg.
Wow.
And they're gonna have other things like they're gonna have buckets with soft coverings on them.
Bucket.
And that bucket will cost like 5,000 yen.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And just made with the same fabric which the girl did, not made by the girl herself.
Just something similar.
That's almost like buying used clothes. That's just kind of... That's starting to border on creepy, though.
What you say, this is the level of Ota today. I'm sure they'd buy anything if it was promoted by their girls.
True.
But that being said, if we're talking about, like, what could they sell from Satoyama that you would buy, they gotta sell some of the food that Aika makes, because... I would buy that.
They should have had Aika in the back making loads and loads of smoothies.
They're so gross though.
Everybody was saying they were nice.
They buy it.
I mean I would buy it but not drink it.
But see,
I'm sorry.
That I don't think they care about if you drink it or not.
I
the
guess.
fact that you buy it.
I guess.
So win for them.
Yeah, so
I think
we'll see what happens next week. I don't know.
Okay.
A whole new set of vegetables or something. Let's see, moving on. You know what, let's just move on to our main topic. 'Cause actually, this has gone on for quite a bit. So, with the coming up first year anniversary of the 10th gen joining, there's been a couple of threads recently kind of looking back at last year and kind of everything that's happened up since 10th gen joined and now. And what one of the fans did was he kind of did a background check on all the girls that didn't make it past the auditions and kind of saw what they were up to now. And then it kind of got a discussion going on of, so are the 10th gen and 9th gen as well as Smileage 2nd gen doing that well, or how are they doing compared to their peers? Because it's kind of been a trend that's started ever since there's been some like controversy or disagreement over who actually should have gotten in for the auditions. I would say it kind of exploded around the Aika audition when Kika didn't get in and Yukidin didn't get in, and then Yukidin went on to AKB to the popularity that she has now. So they're kind of doing that analysis again. So if we start at all the way back at the 9th gen auditions and look at the girls that did not get in and see what they're doing now, we start off with Kubota Sayu, who did not make it in the 9th gen. I think she got to the second round of the audition, and then she got dropped out. She is now a part of an acting / musical troupe called the Gekidan Her Best, and she's I guess full-time doing the plays, the musicals and plays that kind of the OGs end up doing after they graduate Morning Musume. Kind of interesting, but nothing really that's nothing really that's spectacular, at least in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't definitively say she's doing better, so I would say that's just kind of a okay.
Right, but I mean there are so many of the musical groups out there, and it's not, as far as I know, a prestigious group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything bad about her, but it's just kind of a comparison of how 9th and 10th gen are doing compared to who didn't make it.
Yep.
But moving on to the next girl, we have Nakagawa Liha?
Well, pronounced Lila.
Lila. She is now part of Jewel Kiss.
Well, she was originally from there.
Oh, so she's back in there. So she...
No, she never quit the group.
You don't have
She
to
just
quit
went
to
to
audition?
apply. Yeah. Well, she must have applied while she was still a member.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that?
I guess so, apparently.
That must be awkward when she went back.
I think, to be honest, since they're being they're being run by Encho, who's a huge Morning Musume Oto, I'm sure he would have been quite happy to have got one of his girls into Morning Musume. Because then he'd have somebody in Morning Musume he knows.
Right.
So, personally, how cool would that be for him?
That's...
For his fame.
And then you can say all these things about Jokas, like, it gets you into bigger groups or something.
Well, exactly, yeah. it gets you out of Hokkaido.
That's a big thing. Getting out of cow country.
Yeah.
So now she's back in Jewel Kiss now.
Well, she never left.
Still.
Right. Did she have a big role before?
She's kind of one of the lead singers for the group.
Okay. So I guess nothing much has really changed for her other than getting a brief bit of fame on TV.
Yeah, she got into the second round for 9th gen and third round for 10th gen, and she was shown on Hello Pro Time for like half a second.
Which is not bad. It's like, a show aired in Tokyo. Granted, it's at like 1 a.m., but...
Right.
Still, it got you
back.
your
I
attention.
wonder if she came back for 11th gen.
She might.
Who
How
knows?
old is she?
Like 12? I don't know, something really... low.
We may see her in 11th
She's
gen.
in the age
actually.
bracket, yeah.
That'd be interesting. Because for auditions, there's always girls who say that they've tried out like 5 or 6 times or something. Back when auditions used to be really frequent.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. let's move on to 10th Gen audition. We have, I guess, it would be fair to say that the fan favorite Murakami Sara, which everyone thought would get in, or at least the majority of the otas, and she ended up not getting in, which caused a big ruckus at the outside the Budokan for the day of Ai-chan's graduation. Was it Ai-chan's graduation? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So she now has moved to the same Gekidan Her Best as the Kubota Sayu. She's also on their member page, but she has actually changed her last name to Hirose Sara, so I guess it's a stage name for her. Not really sure.
Yeah.
And I'm still not really sure what they do, but I'm guessing it's just small-time musicals. So exposure, probably not as much as you would be if she had joined 10th Gen.
That's a big compromise.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh well.
Moving on.
Keeping her finger in until the
sorry?
next. Might be just keeping her fingers in the, the media sort of thing until the next generation of auditions come up.
Do you think she's going to
Might
try
have gone
again?
in for this. Never know.
Well,
actually,
she did make
she
it
was
really
one of the older
far.
ones, wasn't she?
She was, yeah.
So she might be too old now to get in.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see, yeah. Hopefully they'll actually show part of the auditions on Nico or Satoyama, so we can kind of see how the judging process goes. But on to the next girl, we have Ogami Hinako, which her thing throughout the audition was kind of like she was the big HP fan. Although I think like 3 or 4 different girls said they were really big HP fans. But she used to run a YouTube channel where she did the Odotte Mitai dance covers of Hello Project songs. However, since her rejection from the audition, she has deleted all those videos.
Scorn.
Yeah. A little mad, that's okay.
A little.
But the account is still there, and it's just there hasn't been any activity on it other than the deleting all the videos. So
either that or she's in prep to come out on something else, and they were like, "You gotta disassociate now."
Maybe. The profile for that YouTube account still says she's a really big Hello Pro fan. So I'm not really sure if she's pissed or not. Who knows?
Okay. Okay.
Next. So we have Miwa Satsuki. She was kind of okay during the auditions, but overall I didn't really like her that much. She moved on to a small-time idol group called NEP She Stars, Osaka-based group, and they're kind of doing a AKB style thing, or early AKB style thing, where they do daily shows at a small theater called the Lovecom Theater. And so she's just basically street-level idol now.
Nice.
Which, I mean, if that's why she got into Hello Project to be an idol, she is an idol.
Yeah. And she could be working her way up to something, possibly for herself, so good on her.
Well, to be honest, if you look at Momoe or Clover, 2 years ago they were street-level idols, now they're well beyond Hello Project.
Right, so, I mean, who knows who's the next break? I mean, everything changes so fast in the idol industry.
Yeah, so it's a good way to try to get yourself in.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Next girl, we have Miyagi Ayumi. She was, after failing her audition, she applied for Junon magazine. They were doing a talent search. It's a girl fashion magazine. Or no, a girl entertainment news magazine. And she didn't win, but she ended up placing in the top 30, which is featured on their website. But I don't think that actually means anything for her, other than like an honorable mention type thing.
Oh.
So nothing, I guess.
Nope.
Well, she tried something, so...
Yeah, she tried. I mean, top 30 I guess is pretty good. I don't know how many people auditioned, but it's something. Her name's out there.
I guess. Yeah, okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Next, so we have Tanaka Fuka. She was kind of weird during the auditions, but she ended up actually is now a Dorothy Little Happy.
I think she was one of the girls who were already in for Dorothy Little Happy's back dancers that auditioned with Ishida Ayumi.
So they came together.
Yeah.
And now she's back.
Well, yeah, well, they didn't have to quit to go audition.
Right, but she just kind of went back to being what she was doing already.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
So there's nothing really changed for her as well.
Yeah,
So no loss for her.
Except seeing Daishi move on and she's not. That probably kind of hurts a little bit.
That would suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
And then we move on to, I guess, the only girl that you can probably say has a big breakout. Although a lot of it is still speculation and it hasn't been anything physical yet. But so we have Tashima Meru. If you remember this girl, that's great. If you don't, you're probably like everyone else. Just saying. She didn't really make much of an impression, but so what happened was after she failed her audition, she auditioned for second gen HKT48 down in Hakata. I don't think she's from that area. I'm not sure. Maybe she is.
She is.
Okay.
Fukuoka.
So she's actually legit from Fukuoka. And she got some really big praise from Akimoto, Aki-P, the producer. And so let me show you some newspaper clippings from this. Here we go. So that's what she looks like now at the time of the audition, and which is, if you remember her I guess screen time from Hello Pro Time, it's a lot different from how she looked back then. So very nice job on cleaning up. But so what happened is she got into the second gen HKT48, and Aki-P has said that she is the second coming of Matsuri Jurina, which if you're an SKE fan, you know that's kind of a big deal. She also, Aki-P also said that this girl, Tashima Meru, is going to surpass Achan, and which is also another huge statement for like the top girl of AKB.
Nicely done, AKB, hyping up nothing.
Yeah, it's really big hype, and everyone's like, so what's going on with this girl? Like, who is she? Some like magic new ace for the future idols? I don't know.
I can't help but feel like he's trolling Tsunku, like, you rejected this girl, I'm gonna make her big, and then rub it in your face later on.
Like he did with Yukili.
Again, yeah.
It's possible. I mean, he has the money to do it now, which is kind of the sad part, but she still doesn't show up on any of the official, I guess, catalogs for members or anything yet, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with this one, so everyone keep your eye out for Tashima Meru. Really interesting case. It's gonna be definitely a fight between Tsunku and Aki-P.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
It's good for her at least to. I always feel bad for the girls who don't get in.
Yeah.
Who like get all the way to the final audition and they're on TV and everything else, and then they just disappear, and you never see them again or stuff like that. So at least she moved on to something. So.
I kind of wish they would take the people who get to the final round that didn't get in, to put them in eggs just for a little bit.
I don't egg them.
Yeah.
If they do that, well, I mean, they do, but if they do that every time for every girl that gets into the last round of every audition, then Hello Project research student would be bigger than AKB48.
Yeah, but right now, Hello Pro Eggs is like 10 people.
Yeah, they could use
more
more
eggs.
eggs
50 people?
Yeah, why not?
Well, not just that though. It would let them narrow it down sooner. I would think if you had the restriction, okay, anybody who makes it to the last round gets to be in eggs, then you'd be a little more, harsh on who actually makes it to the last round, and supposedly you could get better output that way.
I guess they do have actual auditions for what they call research student now. They have eggs. They have specific auditions for you to join eggs, or what they call it Hello Pro research now.
That's true.
So it's completely different.
But they
it's just some of the girls get invited for to join in from these failed auditions.
Right.
Well, a couple of the eggs or the research students now are failed auditioners, so.
Yeah, but they got invited.
Well,
yeah.
And then you can always remember Kika, because Kika didn't win, and now she's got a Vocaloid that looks like her.
That's what everyone wants in life.
Yep.
She also has a tablet made in her color.
Yeah, and yeah, that tablet that I'm sure somebody's gonna buy because it's got Kika's name on it.
It's sold out, yeah.
Sold out within hours.
But there's probably
there you
like,
go.
And you can go to America and Europe.
Yeah, that's at small
singing your
places.
song. Yeah. What's the big deal of your Japanese?
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Last girl. So, Smileage 2nd Gen, I think hopefully everyone will remember Miyazaki Yuka, the girl who looks like she's constantly crying.
Yes, okay. Now I remember her now that you said that.
Yes, fake Junjun.
Yeah,
the awesome
fake
girl.
Junjun.
So she was found, I think, a couple months ago at the Forest Award New Face audition. She didn't win, but she got honorable mention by Samantha Tabata. If you know female fashion, she's a pretty big brand that all the Hello Project girls wear. I think she's also kind of a high-end name, so as of right now she's not up to anything, but hopefully that honorable mention gets her something. But I'm really disappointed she didn't get to join Eggs, and they let someone like Mogi join Eggs. What's up with that?
I really think that they let Mogi join Eggs so that she can audition again.
Why?
Why?
You're like,
Hopefully
here, you
so
get
they
to
can
be an
reject her
egg.
Traitor
and
to
we'll try
AKB
to-
for anyone.
We'll try to make you better, but we're actually just holding you here so that you can't try again.
Yeah.
We'll even take Inoni back. Just for Mogi.
I will actually take Idorin back, and her whole thing with AKB, I'm even okay with letting that go. Like, that's not even a big deal to
As
me.
long as they take Mogi away.
Yeah, swap Mogi with Idorin.
Oh man. With all these with us mentioning all these girls who didn't make it into the 9th or 10th gen auditions, it does seems like a lot of these girls, they don't look at joining Morning Musume as a kind of a final destination. They just look at it as just another audition, or it's just maybe to us
Stepping stone to other things.
yeah, maybe to us it looks like, oh, this is like your final the final thing for your idol career, but to a lot of them it's just like, oh, there's an audition, whatever, oh, we get to go on TV if we go in, or whatever. It's just one of there's a lot of perks, but it's not like something they look to end with. So we see girls that goes into the AKB camp afterwards and stuff.
Right.
Well, I think there are a lot of women in show business in Japan who have auditioned for Morning Musume at some point. Like lots of girls in other idol groups I've seen have talked about how they auditioned. One girl said she auditioned 5 times, I think.
Right.
And made it to the grand finals once. So it's almost like a normal thing, I guess, for if you want to be in show business in Japan and you're a young lady, try out for Morning Musume.
I mean, I totally get the same vibe from watching the interviews with these young girls. That's kind of the thing that bugs me though, because when you talk to, or when they give their speeches on camera, they're always saying like, oh, I've always loved Morning Musume since, I was a little kid or whatever. I always listened to them. I'm a huge fan, whatever. And almost everyone knows that's not true, because they're not, like, maybe if they pulled that, 7-8 years ago, I could see that, because that's when Morning Musume was still popular.
Yeah.
But now, like, everyone's listening to AKB at home, and this is just like, this is just a job to get out of the countryside. I mean, it is, like, if I can get out of, like, an Inaka small town, I'd do whatever it takes.
Well, that's why that's why the fans love the girls who actually love Hello Project for real.
Right.
Not like the fakers.
Well, can you imagine if you did all that work to get into Morning Musume, then you end up on Satoyama Life, out there farming, right back where you started from, selling vegetables before concerts.
Well, we should actually ask how Daishi feels, because that's probably the case for her.
Well, she didn't have to sell it.
Well, she'd have to sell it, sure.
Farming vegetables. Do you imagine yourself being here in...
That's the celeb life. That's the new thing now.
making chairs out of buckets.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about the idol life is it's actually a very sort of random thing anyway. You end up doing the weirdest stuff. And to be honest, making buckets and stuff is probably a damn sight better than meeting a bunch of creepy middle-aged guys like me. I mean, a load of creepy middle-aged guys.
Yes.
At least you're away from them all.
I guess, but it's...
And you're being paid.
That's true.
Yeah.
You are still making money off of buckets.
True.
Yeah, probably making more, being paid more than you would do if you were farming.
But I imagine, like, the motivation to go into idle work is to avoid any, like, manual labor type situations.
I'm sure they're not there forever.
I guess.
I'm sure they didn't plant that entire field themselves.
Who knows?
It's hard to say that it's not manual labor in itself with all the dancing that they do, too.
That's... I guess it's just as intense and stressful on the body, but...
I'm sure if you ask the girls if they'd rather go dance or dig and plant vegetables, I think they choose dance.
I think so too.
You should ask Ikubo how's her ways.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but do they want to appear on TV or not? And if it's the choice is appearing on TV,
As a
digging,
farmer?
or not appearing on TV,
I think Reina would say she doesn't want to appear on TV.
which is
Yeah.
probably why she's not really been in it.
Yeah.
Probably the girls who haven't turned up are probably ones that says, I'm not going to bloody go and do that. For whatever reason.
Who
Doesn't
knows?
surprise me. I'm sure they have some say in what they do.
Probably only the older members. Although I'm really surprised Maimi actually ended up going out to the
Oh,
farm.
but Maimi is like, hey, work, okay.
That's true. She's...
Yeah, I mean, they would. You give her something physical to do, she'll probably just do it. I mean, they went, here, bike! And she's like, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, bike for several days.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, like, for 2 different things she biked, and it was like, okay.
Well, she's doing that regular show now where she just bikes.
So is it a regular show full of just following her on a bike?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well,
Does that one
yeah,
appear
that's
upon the Lotus Sun?
What?
Working on
No,
what's
we
that
don't.
show?
We don't do that here.
We don't do that.
Oh,
Look
no.
around. Disclaimer, Takumaruyo does not endorse nor promote blah blah etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Illegal
Good.
stuff.
We should be good.
Yep.
But
Okay.
Does that be fired then?
yeah.
Yeah, more time to watch things.
So it's been an interesting thing. I think I don't know. However you want to look at it, 9th, 10th gen, Smileage 2nd gen. They've come a long way, and their peers have also moved on. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out for when the 11th gen comes out, and
Right.
whatever crazy stories happened throughout that
Yeah,
audition
yeah.
process.
I mean, depending on how this thing goes with the Akipi saying, you know, I can make this person a star or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if they start to get to the point where they stop publishing their auditions, like, in ways that everybody can see, just because they're worried about backlash. UFA is very uptight like that. So,
That's
who knows if
possible.
we'll get to see that kind of stuff eventually.
But then they lose out on so much publicity from not like advertising. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, but they haven't
Well-
shown much of these auditions at all, if anything. They've just talked about them. There's been no...
Well, it's still in
Video.
the paperwork stage, so nothing to see
they
yet.
I think they just started the final part, so
Yeah.
we'll probably
So-
see it once the camp starts and everything.
But before, with the last ones, they were showing, like, you know, the first people, the first round.
And it
I
was
know
always
they-
on like Nico and Ustream and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know they definitely did with the HP Kids auditions.
That's true, but then there wasn't. I mean, they didn't focus on any specific girls, so we didn't have anything. I mean, it's not like you knew the names of the girls that got shown, so that didn't really help much, I guess, in the end for knowing the winners.
Hmm.
Unless it's just you want to see the whole process in general.
Well, yeah, I just want to see who they're throwing away.
Maybe they'll do a thing where they take all the auditioners and bring them out to the farm for a day or something.
it's a fascinating prospect, but I can imagine that as soon as something bad happens from showing that, then they're going to stop showing it. Like whether it's Akipi making one of the people who didn't get in famous really big, or you know somebody complaining about it. Whatever happens first.
Right.
Well, I'm sure they probably got a lot of hate mail or backlash from favorites not getting in or not moving on, stuff like that. Maybe that's why they're not publicizing this one as much.
But that's probably always happened. I mean, even when they used to do it on big TV shows, like when 4th, 5th gen did their stuff.
Those huge shows.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I imagine, I guess, the whole, like, Twitter thing makes everything a lot more intense now with the feedback from the fans. Maybe that's the thing.
And everybody goes to Shuhei and comes to Shuhei.
Yeah, right. And he again says, "That's not my job. Stop messaging me about auditions." Yeah, so on that note, why don't you wrap things up in this?
Okay, I shall take it from here. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this week's episode of Konya mo Takamaru. That is, if you're listening to this on iTunes, which means you don't know about our site possibly, that's takamaru.net, your source for all kinds of interesting information. On our front page, you're always welcome to take a look at the Hello Project event tracker, where you can see what's coming up possibly for you to take part in. So you probably won't see things like concerts unless there are live streams, but for, you know, TV shows, certain things that are streamed on Ustream, it's a good place to find out exactly how many hours till it occurs for you. In addition, we've got our Takamata pick for, you know, every week, just to build up your energy. This week's features Up Up Girls, which by itself should raise your spirits.
Yay.
Yay. As always, our website is chock full of information, so you'll get our Takamata Mondays, where you get last week's or the previous week's top information, including interesting blog posts, interesting news, and what went on sale. So go ahead and check those out. We've got our newer show, Takamata Hatana, which always comes up whenever there's enough things from the internet to talk about. So whether it's trolls, rumors, or fancy new information from 2chan, you can go check those out. And Radio Fridays, where our own S. Ferris takes all of the interesting tidbits from the radio and summarizes it for you, so you don't have to go listening to lots of boring.
So much boring radio out there. So much.
Have you thanked your summarizer lately? So go ahead and check those out. For anything that you see, you can go ahead and... Whoa, I'm getting echo.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. For any of those things, you're welcome to leave comments in the posts on takamaru.net. We also have a forum, forum.takamaru.net, where you can go ahead and make comments on anything, see any articles that you want to make, you know, corrections on or make notes of. You can tell us what you guys think. We're a little bit less restrictive than other places, so go ahead and check that out. You can even see that, I think on the forum right now, we've got a hot topic that's the expert analysis from Tsunku about the 9th and 10th gen for Momosu. So you can go ahead onto our forum, forum.takamaru.net, take part in that. Leave us some good words, give us some good feedback. Anybody who's watching this on iTunes, we also supply everything on YouTube, which is youtube.com/KonyaTKMR, our Twitter @KonyaTKMR, and if you're not watching us on iTunes or listening to us on iTunes, we're also on iTunes. So go ahead and download us. You know, go ahead and check out what we've got. Rate us. I don't think we've got many ratings.
I don't think we have any ratings.
We don't have any ratings. Okay, so rate us or spam Sanrio at takamaru.net as an email address. Tell them we need more ratings. Or give us things to get us ratings. You can go ahead and tell us that, okay? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. This has been episode 38 of Konya mo Takamaru. So for S. Ferris, Turbos86, Ouroboros, and Magatsu, this has been Invis saying bye, Pone.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. See you next time.
See you.